All new at 6. 9 Investigates has more insight into why an Osceola County deputy was not charged with DUI after he crashed into a state trooper on the Florida Turnpike. It's been 8 months since the crash near 192 and 441 in Kissimmee. Only Channel 9 anchor, investigative reporter as well, Daralene Jones, has a copy of the Inspector General investigation. And Darlene, it confirms the DUI investigation was botched from the start.
Yes, Greg. And here is a text message, a screenshot of a text message showing that Osceola County Deputy told the troopers he was ready to blow 2:30 a.m., some 4 hours after that crash. And yes, FHP sergeant and a captain were found to have committed policy violations here. And tonight, this report you see here also raising questions about why the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, under the leadership of then Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez and his second in command, didn't sign off on an internal investigation which determines if policies were violated.
Only 9 Investigates obtained a copy of this 155-page Inspector General report prompted by a crash here on the Florida Turnpike near the 192 exit in Kissimmee back in January. Osceola County Deputy Hunter Perkins was off duty and admitted he had been drinking with his girlfriend, who told investigators she had just taken off her shirt before they crashed, hitting a state trooper parked with his blue lights on in a construction zone. We asked longtime DUI attorney Kendall Ali what typically happens immediately following a crash scene involving suspicion of DUI.
Normally, the first thing they do is ask them for field sobriety exercises.
That's not what happened. Several law enforcement officers immediately told the responding Florida Highway Patrol Sergeant Carlos Alves-Ferrer that Deputy Perkins appeared impaired and smelled of alcohol. The FHP sergeant said he smelled nothing and described Perkins' field sobriety testing conducted at 1 a.m. more than 3 hours after the crash as perfect. The investigators also noting that Sergeant paused his mobile video recorder for 25 minutes during the investigation. Deputy Hunter Perkins wasn't arrested until about 2 a.m. and initially refused to provide a blood sample but changed his mind about 20 minutes later. He was taken to the hospital, and by the time he got to the breath test center about 10 hours after he crashed into that state trooper, Deputy Perkins' blood alcohol level was 0.008.
Your breath alcohol, blood alcohol content 10 hours later is not really relevant. They want to try to get the sample as close to the time that the driving occurred.
In a statement, the interim Osceola County Sheriff said in part, "I was appointed as sheriff in June and came into a chaotic situation. I was eventually made aware of several incidents that occurred in the past year that were not internally investigated. By the time we looked at this incident, we were unable to open an investigation into Deputy Perkins' off-duty traffic crash because 180 days had passed. We opened other internal investigations that met the specifications for review and have taken the appropriate discipline actions up to dismissal."
Important to note here, that state trooper on the side of the highway could have been killed in all of this. The Inspector General determined Florida Highway Patrol Sergeant Carlos Alves-Ferrer conducted an improper DUI investigation, arresting the deputy without probable cause, and they determined the captain there, Elias Sanchez, instructed a subordinate to make an unlawful DUI arrest. Again, keep in mind how much time passed here before that DUI investigation started and he was arrested. We are waiting to hear back if that captain and sergeant were disciplined. Greg, Martha.